Sometimes I dream that she is he. Sometimes I wonder if her name's Mikey. Like Mike, I want to be like Mike. I doubt the kids remember that commercial, but anyone alive during the 90s rightfully assumes that Gatorade wrote that song about Michael Jordan. But maybe it was a bit of foreshadowing. Maybe the song was more of a prediction, because according to some in the comment section on YouTube, it's entirely possible that the song was written about another Mike. Several months ago, Michelle Obama made an exciting announcement to her millions of followers on social media. Well, Casey, was she announcing that she was finally getting a job? Job? Has Michelle Obama ever had a job? Outside of being a community organizer, which I'm pretty sure is volunteer work, outside of organizing the community and being a professional complainer, I have never known Michelle Obama to have gainful employment. Now, the good news is, with dump divers in the WNBA negotiating a new collective bargaining agreement where they're expected to make unreasonable demands for exorbitant salaries, we could be reaching a point where professional complainers are making record-breaking salaries. But to answer your question, no, Michelle Obama was not announcing her first job. Several months ago, she announced to her followers that she was fulfilling a demand that no one was demanding. She was providing a service that no one requested. It was kind of similar to what we're seeing right now from the WNBA, where the diva of Dump Divas, Kat Engelbert, added additional games to the schedule when there was not a single person asking for more pretend basketball games. If anything, we want less. And you don't have to take my word for it. Just ask WNBA players themselves. They will gladly tell you that they want to play fewer games while making significantly more money. Michelle Obama announced that she was launching a podcast. The podcast is titled Emo. Perhaps it was named after that doofus fish. Or maybe it's IMO, which I guess stands for I'm Michelle Obama. Well, KC, IMO stands for in my opinion. Yeah, no shit, asshole. But as it turns out, this podcast was going to be a family affair. She announced that there was going to be a male-female dynamic. Now, initially, I thought she was teaming up with her husband, Barry, which would have been a brilliant idea because Barry Obama is an interesting dude. You might not agree with his politics, and I damn sure didn't agree with his fundamental transformation of America. I remember back in 2007, 2008, the media refused to ask Barack Obama what he actually meant by fundamental transformation of America. If the media had asked the question, it's possible that Barack Obama never gets elected, because the divisive America that we're living in today, this is the fundamental transformation of America that he was talking about. But even with that being the case, there is no denying the fact that Barack Obama is very charismatic. He would be an instant success on a podcast. But Michelle Obama, she was not talking about the more interesting Obama when she mentioned a male-female dynamic. The male in this dynamic, it turned out to be her doofus brother, Greg. Hey, it's me, Greg! When she launched on YouTube several months ago, Michelle Obama initially struggled to gain traction, even though she was given endless free promotion from her pretend friends in the mainstream media. One of the problems with the show, besides the fact that Michelle Obama lacks charisma, she's not really talking about things that most people want to hear about. I'm sure Michelle Obama has so many interesting stories about her time in the White House. You're married to the first black president. You were pulled off the campaign trail in 2008 for accidentally exposing Barry's true intentions. There are so many potential stories, but a lot of these episodes, they consist mainly of Michelle Obama incessantly complaining, which is exactly what happened this week as two female multi-millionaires complained about toxic masculinity and how poorly women are treated in America. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Link to the second channel is in the description below. Yesterday on the second channel, talked about a retired NHL player beating the toxic shit out of a golfer. What was so great about this? This golfer was acting tough. He was playing the role of pretend tough guy in front of his friends, and he was playing the role to perfection until he got tossed into the pond. For most smart people, that would have been end of story. You dry off, you grab your 7-iron, and you hit your next shot. But this dude got his ass kicked, and then he kept coming back for more. I guess he believes in turn the other cheek. Once his left cheek was bruised, he bent over and supplied his right cheek, and then he went home with a fully bruised caboose. If you haven't seen it yet, click the link in the description below, subscribe to the second channel. All right, every week, Michelle and brother Greg interview a guest. 3 weeks ago, they interviewed the legendary Angie Martinez. Week before that, they interviewed Bruce Springsteen and discussed his baptism at Woke United Methodist. This week, the special guest was Julia Scarlett Elizabeth Louis-Dreyfus. Well, Casey, who in the hell is that? Are Julia and Elizabeth twins? No, those 5 names belong to one person. Julia Louis-Dreyfus was a major actress in the 80s and 90s. She was the next-door neighbor of Clark Griswold in the classic Christmas Vacation, which is a film that Uncle Casey watches every Christmas. She also played the role of Elaine on Seinfeld, which was the most popular sitcom in the 90s. Believe it or not, before her husband fundamentally transformed America, this country used to produce quality entertainment. Can't do that anymore because casting directors are worried about diversity and producers, they're worried about feelings. Jules and Michelle, they were talking about how difficult it is for women in America. 2 women who have been millionaires for decades. 2 women who would not be given the opportunity to be millionaires in most countries in the world. If these were 2 conservative women, Michelle Obama would describe them as privileged. But since we're talking about woke women, they're complaining about the difficulties that women face in America. Watch it for yourself.
Women, we have so many landmines and barriers and don'ts and limitations. Craig, you're the guy at the table, but I think it's important for all guys listening, especially men raising daughters, to realize that difference, you know, and that thing that inadvertently, as you are loving and raising these beautiful girls, there are so many rules
baked
that
in,
make us small,
baked in without our knowing it. You know, and I wish I could. I mean, I remember people saying, "Oh, well, she's a female doctor," as opposed to just she's a doctor.
First of all, who in the hell is Craig? I thought his name was Greg. And what are these landmines? What are these rules that make women small? The reason I'm asking is because Michelle Obama never specified. Someone please explain to me how women have it difficult in America. Now, everyone has their own struggles, but How are feminine struggles more difficult than masculine struggles? There are women on Lonely Man's making millions of dollars. Angel Reese is a millionaire and she can't make a layup. I'm struggling to identify these barriers. I'm struggling to identify these landmines. The insinuation here from Michelle Obama is toxic masculinity is holding women down. How? You want to know who the biggest critics are of women? You want to know who gossips and talks about women? Other women. If a woman gets a promotion at work and she's working in an office that's full of mostly dudes, for the most part, you know what the men are going to say to her? Congratulations. If she's working in an office full of women, I wonder what she did to get that promotion. I could get promoted too if I wore a low-cut dress. Women are constantly competing with each other. Women are constantly judging each other. It's almost natural. Me and my wife, we can be sitting in a restaurant. I'll be looking at the menu. You know what she's looking at? She's looking around the room comparing herself to what other women are wearing. Meanwhile, I don't even know what the hell I'm wearing, and I damn sure don't know what she's wearing, and she's sitting right in front of me. A few minutes later, Michelle Obama complained about women not being raised with the certainty of something called maleness. We're always hedging because we weren't raised with the certainty of maleness. We're not confident until we're in our 50s and 60s, and at that point, society has forgotten us. We're invisible. Ah! Ah! Maybe Michelle Obama should listen to Aunt Fauci. Remember when Aunt Fauci was telling us to follow the science? In most cases, men are naturally confident while women are constantly questioning themselves. I look at myself in the mirror and say, damn, I look good. Even though she is stunning, my wife looks at herself in the mirror and she finds flaws. And if she can't find flaws, she will create them. Right now, Democrats are in a full-blown panic because they've lost the support of men, and they can't seem to figure out why. Why do men hate us? I wonder why. Maybe it's because you're constantly complaining about toxic masculinity. Maybe it's because you're trying to convince men to become women. Maybe it's because Michelle Obama likes to blame men for mythical problems that she creates for women. Women have never had more visibility. Yet for some reason, Michelle Obama wants us to believe that women are treated like they're invisible. Give me your thoughts on this. Michelle Obama complains about the plight of the American woman. According to her, ladies have it so tough in America. And of course, men are to blame. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys tomorrow.